Hey guys, it's Layla from Ignite, and today I'm going to talk to you about how to best use your time in the Paper 1 HSC Common Module, and that's on human experience. And I'm going to talk today about how you should use your reading time and your writing time in that exam. So what I've done here is I've just screenshot the cover page for the NESA paper that was released, the sample paper for comprehension. And what it stipulates is that you're going to have 10 minutes of reading time, and then you will have an hour and a half of writing time to complete the two sections that constitute this paper. And those two sections are firstly, the comprehension, and then the essay question. Today I'm going to focus on how you should use that time to best improve your result for comprehension specifically. So when you go into the exam, you're going to have 10 minutes of reading time. And just to flag, your two sections in this paper are going to be equally weighted, and they're both worth 20 marks. And if it's an hour and a half, you've got roughly 45 minutes per section. Even though you have that equal mark split between the two sections, I think it is preferable when you're going to the exam to use all of those 10 minutes of reading time purely for the comprehension section. And when you start the writing time, to start with comprehension also. There will be that temptation when you go into the exam, I guess, to want to rush and look at the essay question and to know whether some of your pre-prepared material will be able to be adapted. But I think when you go into the exam, it's not really worth wasting your reading time doing that when you're going to start with that comprehension section. And you ought to start with comprehension because the best use of reading time would be to actively read through the text for that section. And what I mean by actively read is to read with intent, and to do that is to firstly look at the questions that you're going to be asked for comprehension. So go into the exam and start off by reading very carefully through the wording of the questions for comprehension. For example, if there are a few questions that are asking you to compare specific texts, you want to actively think about how do these texts contrast in their form or the specific ideas that they are conveying with regards to human experience. So look through the questions and then very actively read through the texts and start thinking about what kinds of evidence and techniques are going to be useful to answer all of the questions. And the approach here is to maximize the reading time so that when you do start writing, you're very informed in how you respond to the comprehension questions. It doesn't really make sense to start with the essay because then when you revert back to comprehension in the latter half of your 45 minutes, you're then having to reread those comprehension texts because you won't really remember most of what you've done in the reading time. So it makes sense, go in there focused firstly on the comprehension, read through the comprehension questions first, and very actively start to assess the texts that have been given there. Moving on to the writing time. The main point that I want you to take away from this is looking at the marking allocation is really crucial to how you divide your writing time for comprehension. The mark allocation really is a guide as to how much time you should be spending on each of those questions. So what I've framed for you here, for example, if you've got a 4-mark question and there are 20 marks available for that first section of the paper, without getting too mathematical, it's roughly a fifth of your time there because it's a fifth of your marks. So if you have a 4-mark question, that should be about 9 minutes of your writing time. And what I would advise you to do in your prep for the exam, of course, you should be sitting down and doing some whole practice comprehension papers. And even papers that aren't specifically on human experience will be relevant to you here, because it's really about you being able to assess text very quickly, to break apart their aspects of form and feature, and also how to write to time and to write with concision and specifically respond to the requirements of the question. So if you've got one question that you're answering and it's roughly a 5-marker, see how much you can write within about 10 minutes of writing time, because you know that's the proportional allotment that you should give in the exam situation. So all in all, this is my advice to you. When you go into the exam and you have your reading time, start off, read the questions and assess all of the text first, and be very informed once that writing time starts. And of course, when that time does start off with the comprehension section. When you're working through your writing time, it's absolutely key that you look at the mark allocation for each of the questions and divide your time proportionately. I hope that is some good advice for you when you're assessing your exam technique with regards to timing. Please do like and subscribe to our channel, and we'll have more videos coming your way. Thanks, guys. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. If you do like the content, subscribe to our channel and we'll have more videos coming your way.
That's right, guys. Thanks for watching. And please make sure you check out our online resource database. We've had a team of state rank achievers and heads of English put these together for you, covering everything from essay structures and examples all the way through to craft of writing and comprehension skills. So check them out at ignitehse.com.au, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.